Well, I guess it'd be about time to get this warmed up and going. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, now, how be this get to working again?
Press the button.
Which
no,
button?
No, not that one.
Not this
the
button.
left.
That one.
No, your other left.
This other one.
Oh,
Which one are you talking about?
I meant the right. No,
What
but
are
not
you-
that big red one.
The-
The
this
other
way.
red button.
Not-
Just not the big, happy, shiny one.
You mean the one I just pushed?
Yes, for crying out
Oh,
loud. You don't know what you're doing.
I know perfectly well what I'm doing.
Not that button. Oh, for crying out loud. You just sit here on your patootie. You play
Well,
with your buttons. I go make coffee.
You do that, but don't slam the door. Ahoy there. It'll be a very fascinating week we pass through. Since last we spoke, it has been ups and downs, round and rounds. Authorities after me, criminals trying to take back what I already stole from them. And you know what being a most of interesting thing is a story that explains how it is that I come to love me babushka, even though she driving me nuts. I love her very much. We had authorities pull right up to us in the port, say, you're gonna have to surrender, for humor, jocularity, and frivolity is being outlawed across the land. I sat there, being gobsmacked, and I said, I shall not be bamboozled, but I shall be flabbergasted. And that is exactly what I did. So our shenanigans kicked it up, and we lollygag no more. Instead of throwing up our hands like they be wanting, we threw up our arms and said, come get us, boys. And they did. Well, at least that's what they thought they were going to do. And then Babushka pulled out this whatchamacallit. The flames that shot out of it were amazing. Some people might call it a flamethrower. I call it the breath of the dragon. And she fired it off once, fired it off twice, and up went the sails and out went the rigging. And boy, did we take off like a bat hot. Well, you understand where it be. And that is why I love that woman. Where she ever pulled a flamethrower from, I haven't even got a clue. But I'll tell you what, she can canoodle the greatest amounts of poppycock you could ever be asking for. And for pretty gibbet, we were out of there like something through a goose. You understand? Off we went. The authorities will still be after us, for they do not want our frivolity. They do not want our hilarity, nor do they want our jocularity. But stick with us, me hearties, and ye shall be finding your way to a land of much laughter. And with that, let's kick it right off with It's Me, the Real World.
Let's do it. It's a world of acne, a world of germs. It's your brand new dog coming down with worms. It's the notes being played by a cockroach parade. It's the real world after all. It's a world of ulcers, a world of cysts. It's the hole in the road that you never miss. It's them cheap underwear creeping up to your hair. It's the real world after all. 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 It's a world of hunger, a world of sin. It's a million products to keep you thin. It's machinery exhaust causing air to be lost. It's a real world after all. It's a world of stark mediocrity. It's a world of mindless activity. It's the little white lie inside mom's apple pie. It's a real world after all. It's the real world after all. Cold hard steel world after all. Slimy eel world after all. Well, it's the real world after all. It's a world that's black and a world that's blue, and you must duck logic to get you through. It's the sudden attack of a knife in your back. It's the real world after all. It's the real world after all. Spinning real world after all. Cold steel world after all. Well, it's the real world after all.
Yay! That was really a lot of fun.
I can't breathe.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Oh me, oh my, oh you, whatever shall I do? Hallelujah, the question is peculiar, I'd give a lot of dough, if only I could know The answer to my question, is it yes or is it no? Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? If your mother says don't chew it, do you swallow it in spite? Can you catch it on your tonsils? Can you heave it left and right? Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? Here comes the blushing bride, the groom is by her side. Up to the altar, just as steady as Gibraltar, while the groom has got the ring, and it's such a pretty thing. But as he slips it on her finger, the choir begins to sing. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? If your mother said don't chew it, do you swallow it in spite? Can you catch it on your tonsils? Can you heave it left and right? Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? Now the nation rises one to send their honored sons up to the White House. Yes, the nation's only White House to voice their discontent unto the president. On the burning question, what has swept this continent? If tin whistles are made of tin, what do they make foghorns out of? Boom, boom! Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? If your mother says don't chew it, do you swallow it in spite? Can you catch it on your tonsils? Can you heave it left and right? Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? On the bedpost overnight. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night on the bedpost overnight.
It's an dollar and a dime, it's a dime.
He's singing another chorus, but he hasn't got the time. On the bedpost overnight.
And there be Lonnie Donegan with Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor on the bedpost overnight. Beautiful tongue. Beautiful tongue. I love it, love it, love it. I've thought about it many times myself. And you know what? There's only one way to find out, and that's to experiment. And not just with one kind of bubblegum. You got to try it with more than one. Oh, before that was Duck Logic. It's the real world. Brings everything into perspective. Now, let's keep it rolling with a little bit of a nut. Or let's go nuts with Grady Nutt, Reverend Grady Nutt.
Different kinds of religious groups get wonderful reputations, and some of it is stereotyped. Baptists are supposed to be hellfire and brimstone, all that kind of stuff. And the Methodists are supposed to be kind of laid back and cool, and the Catholics are supposed to swing a lot of incense. We have just, typical stereotypes of each other. Our Quaker friends are called the Friends, and they worship in silence. Now, Baptists know nothing about that. There has not been an acknowledged silence in a Baptist church since the first century. The minute it gets quiet, somebody will leap back on the organ bench and start playing until somebody finds their bulletin. We just don't trust silence. Well, our Quaker friends worship in silence, and they have a very different kind of touch. And one of their characteristics that we know about is they're pacifists. They do not believe in violence, and they believe that the way you take the stinger out of war is not to retaliate. There was a wonderful Quaker family that had a grocery store in a little community, and two guys decided one night they're going to rob it. And so we got the brains of the group driving the getaway car, and he sends his helper, sort of a Woody Woodpecker variety, into the store to rob the safe. Now, the Quaker family lived in the back of the store. And so the guy that's driving the car says to his dumb accomplice, now all you got to do is go in, break open the safe, and just get the money and come out. And he says, but what if they find me? He said, you got nothing to worry about. These people are Quakers. They don't believe in violence. They're pacifists. They will not harm you. They'll try to talk you out of it, but they will not lay a hand on you. Sure, I'm certain. They're Quakers. Okay. So the guy goes in, breaks the lock, ting, ting, gets inside, ting, 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 ting. He's back in the clank working on the safe. About 4 minutes later, he comes barreling out that front door, leaps in the car, get out of here! He said, where's the money? Go! Oh, and then they roared down the street, man, what are you doing? Get out of here! Where is the money? I didn't get the money. Why not? He said, I got the safe open, and I was raking money in a sack, and I looked up, and there was this fella with a goatee and a nightshirt and a shotgun. And he pointed it right at me. And he said, sir, I would not harm thee, but thou standest where I am about to shoot.
Now, I'm a feller with a heart of gold, with the ways of a gentleman, I've been told, the kind of a feller that wouldn't even harm a flea. But if me and a certain character met, the guy that invented the cigarette, I'd murder that son of a gun in the first degree. Now, it ain't 'cause that I don't smoke myself, and I don't reckon they hinder your health. I've smoked them all my life, and I ain't dead yet. But nicotine slaves are all the same at a petting party or a poker game. Everything's gotta stop while they have that cigarette.
Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death.
Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette. Now, in a game of chance the other night, old Dame Fortune was doing me right. The kings and the queens, they just kept on coming around. Then I got a full and I bet it high, but my bluff didn't work on a certain guy. He just kept on a-raising and a-laying the money down. Now, he'd raise me and I'd raise him. I sweated blood, I got to sink or swim. He finally called and then didn't raise the bet. I said, "Ace is full, pal, how about you?" And he said, "Well, I'll tell you in just a minute or two, but right now I just gotta have a cigarette."
Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death.
Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette. The other night I had a date with the cutest little girl in the 48 states, a high-bred uptown fancy little dame. Now she said she loved me, and it seemed to me that things were just about like they ought to be, so hand in hand we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was oh so far from a chunk of ice, and our smooching party was going real nice. So help me Hannah, I think I'd have been there yet. But I give her a kiss and a little squeeze, and she said, "Tex, excuse me please, but I just gotta have another cigarette."
Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death.
Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette.
Once again, we tacked right from one song to the next. We started out there with Reverend Grady Nutt with The Quiet Quakers and sailed right on into Smoke, Smoke, Smoke that cigarette. Well, I enjoyed a nice little puff on my pipe here, a tobacco pipe, for all you that need to know. But our headwaters taking us right to the Frantics. You people are fat.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Weight Watchers. Have we all been good this week?
Well, you know.
Yeah, we have someone graduating tonight. I'm sure he will be an inspiration to us all. Tell us how much you lost, Clint.
80 pounds.
Oh!
Thank you.
80 pounds. That's wonderful. And you're keeping it off with the diet?
Well, mainly with the substitutions.
The substitutions?
Yeah, you know, 1 milk portion equals 1 scotch. 1 bread portion equals 1 scotch.
But Clint, what about your balance, your fruits and your vegetables?
Bloody Mary and a stick of celery.
Well, the point is you've done it, Clint.
Yeah.
And could you tell us your secret?
My secret? You people here were my secret. Anytime I felt like giving up, I thought of you people here.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
You gave me the impetus because, quite frankly, you people are fat. You people are disgustingly fat. You roly-poly porkers really make me puke.
Now, Clint, you can't say that.
Oh, yeah, keep on talking so I can see where your mouth is.
You used to be fat, too.
Yeah, so I couldn't say anything, but now I'm thin, I can tell you gluttons off. There's so much sweat in this room, I have salt stains on my hush puppies.
We are trying to change, Clint.
Oh, please don't say the word change. The thought of you hippos sliding in and out of your polyester tarpaulins is enough to make my oatmeal hit the wall.
The important thing is that people care enough to come to these meetings.
The only reason people come to these meetings is this place has double doors.
I don't think that's funny.
Well, I don't care what you think, little Lotta. Anyone with no discernible neck is not allowed to have an opinion.
You're no better than us.
No, but I'm thinner. The hairs on your head are an inch apart. To find your knees, you have to check for the indent. And look at your feet. Okay, trick question. But take it from me, your ankles are drooping over the sides of your shoes. And you, the Mama Cass impersonator.
I'm very proud of the weight I've lost. I'm now down to a size 13.
A size 13 what? Battleship? And stop pointing those bow guns at me.
That's not much of an attitude, Clint.
Yeah, but that's how I did it. Anytime I felt like chowing down, I thought of you butterballs, how your backs spill over your chairs. It was inspirational, and I really, really want to thank you all.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Don't talk
Clint.
to me. I don't talk to fat people anymore. I mean, my God, some of you have dimples on your noses. No, I'm through with this. Now I'm joining AA.
Sounds like you're aiming to be perfect.
Well, if I ever do become perfect, I'm ever going to tell God what I think of him.
Now, if I may digress momentarily from the mainstream of this evening's symposium, I'd like to sing a song which is completely pointless, but is something which I picked up during my career as a scientist. This may prove useful to some of you someday, perhaps in a somewhat bizarre set of circumstances. It's simply the names of the chemical elements set to a possibly recognizable tune. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and golden protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, and strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, lithium, beryllium, and barium. Isn't that interesting? I knew you would. I hope you're all taking notes because there's going to be a short quiz next period. There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and manganese and mercury, molybdenum and magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and lead, praseodymium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium and tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, and argon, krypton, neon, radon, xenon, zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered. And now, may I have the next slide, please? Carried away there.
Before we take a quick break, for our sponsor, we need to take and at least acknowledge Mr. Tom Lehrer there with the elements. Ha 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 ha. You can get yourself an education right here on the Captain's Quarters, the piratey way.
Look, Sidekick, a shop just for heroes.
No, it's a comic book shop and it's for everyone.
Not possible. See, it's even right in the name, Heroes. So that means you'll need to stay out here whilst I go shopping.
It's Heroes, your mom threw out comic shop, and it's for everyone, including sidekicks.
Hey guys, you know, the little guy is right. It's all about the love of comics, and not whether you can fly or not. But, by the way, I do love the cape.
Gee, thanks.
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughout.com.
Oh, look! They have Archie comics!
Heroes Comics, for every kind of hero.
Back once again, right here on the captain's quarters. I thought you might have missed me. But you're gonna have to take better aim next time. I love me old jokes. I love me old jokes. Now, let's get right back to the music with Tom Waits. The piano has been drinking.
The piano has been drinking. My necktie is asleep. And the combo went back to New York. The jukebox has to take a leak. And the carpet needs a haircut. And the spotlight looks like a prison break. 'Cause the telephone's out of cigarettes. And the balcony is on the make. And the piano has been drinking. The piano has been drinking. And the menus are all freezing. And the light man's blind in one eye. And they can't see out of the other. And a piano tuner's got a hearing aid. And showed up with his mother. And a piano has been drinking. The piano has been drinking. As the bouncer is a sumo wrestler, cream puff Casper milk toast, and the owner is a mental midget with a IQ of a fence post. 'Cause the piano has been drinking. The piano has been drinking. And you can't find your waitress with a Geiger counter. And she hates you and your friends, and you just can't get served without her. And the box office is drooling, and the bar stools are on fire. And the newspapers were fooling, and the ashtrays have retired. 'Cause the piano has been drinking. The piano has been drinking. The piano has been drinking. Not me. Not me. Not me. Not me. Not me.
Spontaneous human combustion. There goes another one. A raging fire, a funeral pyre, an unexpected cremation.
They were kissing in a crowded mall when they burst right into flame. Flame! Charcoal briquettes in 30 seconds. Their last words, each other's name. Did they have a deep-seated problem? Was it their farewell? Did they cause themselves to ignite, leaving that awful smell?
Spontaneous human combustion. There goes another one. A raging fire, a funeral pyre, an unexpected
cremation. She was shopping on Rodeo Drive when she went up with a flash. Flash! The police had no explanation. Their only clue, a pile of ash. Was her Visa card at the limit on that shopping spree? Did she blow her top when she read, buy one, get one free? Spontaneous human combustion. There goes another one. A raging fire, a funeral pyre, an unexpected cremation. Is it passion? Is it heartburn? Is it the wrath of God? God! Maybe it's friction in your bloodstream. Starts a fire in your bod. Is it caused by stress or frustration, or by what you eat? Never snack on cabbage and wasabi. You get smoking feet. Spontaneous human combustion. There goes another one. A raging fire, a funeral pyre, an unexpected cremation. An unexpected cremation. An unexpected cremation.
I don't be knowing why, but for some reason, that there very little ditty makes me think every single time of leftovers. Don't even ask. It's way, it happens. And that makes me think of Weird Al Yankovic's Foil. And that'll be coming up in just a second. But what you just heard was Spontaneous Human Combustion by the Bobs. Now, right back to the weird.
I never seem to finish all my food. I always get a doggy bag from the waiter, so I just keep what's still unchewed, and I take it home, save it for later. But then I deal with fungal rot, bacterial formation, microbes, enzymes, mold and oxidation. I don't care, I've got a secret trick up my sleeve. I never bother with baggies, glass jars, Tupperware containers, plastic cling wrap, really a no-brainer. I just like to keep all my flavors sealed in tight with aluminum foil. Never settle for less. That kind of wrap is just the best to keep your sandwich nice and fresh. Stick it in your cooler. Eat it when you're ready. Then maybe you'll choose a refreshing herbal tea. Lovely. Oh, by the way, I've cracked the code. I figured out the shadow organizations, and the Illuminati know that they're finally primed for world domination. And soon you've got black helicopters coming across the border, puppet masters for the New World Order. Be aware, there's always someone that's watching you, and still the government won't admit they faked a whole moon landing. Thought control race, psychotronic scanning, don't mind that. I'm protected cause I made this hat from aluminum foil. Where it had this foil lined in case an alien's inclined to probe your butt or read your mind. Looks a bit peculiar. Seems a little crazy, but someday I'll prove there's a big conspiracy.
in 59 we took a little hike with our scout and master down to Lake Onigonite. We took a little pizza and we took some sauerkrauts, and we marched along together till we heard the Girl Scouts.
We're the boys from Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. But if we catch the girls, then we'll set the woods ablaze.
And I was mad cause me mother sent me up here. Well, we crept up to the water and we see the girls a-swimming. There must have been 100 of them, pretty young women. They looked so fine, even birds forgot to sing. We lay down in the poison oak and didn't say a thing.
We're the boys from Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. But if we catch the girls, then we'll set the woods ablaze.
Hey, but one of you fellers scratched my back. Well, our counselors said we could take them by surprise if we didn't say a word till we looked them in the eyes. We kept real still and we had our eyes glued. We saw how they were dressed, they were swimming in the well now.
We're the boys from Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. But if we catch the girls, then we'll set the woods ablaze.
Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. They ran so fast even we couldn't catch them. From Lake Onigonite all the way to Buffalo. Hey, fellers, wait for me. Well, we ran right after them till everyone was pooped. So we rested for a minute and our forces we regrouped. And then we saw the girls behind some evergreens, captured by a company of United States Marines.
We're the boys from Camp Cucamonga. Our mother sent us here for to study nature's ways. We learned to make sparks by rubbing sticks together. But if we catch the girls, then we'll set the woods ablaze.
Ah, them big guys get everything. Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. They ran so fast even we couldn't catch them. From Lake Onigonite all the way to Buffalo. A-rooty-toot-toot, a-rooty-toot-toot. We are the boys from the Boy Scout troop. We don't smoke and we don't chew, and we don't go with the girls that do.
Some things never change. How's Homer and Jethro with Battle of Cucamonga? Let's get some information about the world from Lewis Black himself.
In the last year, I thought, up until New Orleans, which was really like just I thought I'd seen everything. I had to leave the country because I couldn't take it anymore. It was making me insane. My own country. I couldn't watch TV anymore because I wasn't getting any information. And I don't know where people get information. Where? Where do you get it? Do you watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox or CNBC? How do you get information? When people say that they watch Fox and say they get information from Fox, they're full, because nobody's getting information from anything. And no, I'm serious. Whether you agree with Fox or not, it's like all the other channels. They're meaningless. Why? Because there's that thing. They have writing on the bottom. They have writing on the bottom. They have writing on the bottom of the screen. They have writing on the bottom of the screen. Now, I have not been able to develop anything unless I'm going to actually have to get a harness so that my head does not move down. Because I am never. What am I missing? I've got back and forth, back and forth. God, that's why we have ADD. The only contribution I have made in my life to help the public in any way, I was on CNN in Atlanta at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because apparently everybody else was asleep. And they asked me what I thought of CNN, and I said, I like CNN until you started that writing on the bottom. I said, I don't know why it's there. Why do you put writing on a television set? We watch TV because we don't want to read. We want somebody to read that to us so we can close our eyes and touch our... So the next question she asked me, I started reading what was on the bottom. I read what was on the bottom of the screen. I didn't answer a question. I just read whatever was coming on the bottom. And she said, you have to stop that. And I said, you're going to have to turn that off. Because I have to read this to them. And then I told her they had the little smiley sun there. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. There's a Weather Channel. Nobody cares. All right? And on the right side, they actually have what the stock market is doing, which basically is telling most Americans somebody's getting rich, and it's not you. I said, get rid of it. And then they actually have, now they have underneath the people who are talking a little thing. Eventually they're going to have something that goes up here, and you're just going to see the tops of their heads. And then they'll have puppets, and the puppets will talk. I got everything off the screen. Everything. And when they came back, at the bottom, it actually said the scroll will continue after Mr. Black's interview. We don't get information. I'll tell you the only place you get real information, because even whatever you hear, any information we get now is just spun. The Democrats, they talk about Social Security. The Democrats have one set of facts, the Republicans have another set of facts. They talk about education, two different sets of facts. Every time anything is discussed, there's no basic, just tell me what's going on. There are no facts. You can't have two sets of facts. There has to be some facts. The only place that you get real information in this country, that you can absolutely count on and be able to work from and be able to deal with your daily life in any way where you can rely, is if you go to an elementary school and you walk in and it says Tuesday, lunch, meatloaf and peas. And you walk in on Tuesday and God, there will be meatloaf and peas.
One of the things I truly love about comedians is that they tell us the truth, if they're truthfully comedians. There's no lying, just observational fact-finding. And sometimes it's not very pleasant for the people they fact-find about. Now let's take a moment for a couple of vintage commercial breaks. We'll be right back. And then we'll have even more stuff. But don't forget, you can still make your phone call requests for 323-HEAVE-HO, 323-HEAVE-HO for the final 40, which will be coming up in the second hour of The Captain's Quarters.
See these two portable radios? Well, watch this. Let her go, Betsy. Sorry, friend, you old-style portables have to go. But look at our new RCA Victor portable radio. Came through without a chip. Here's the world's first and only portable radio in the non-breakable impact case. So rugged, it's the only radio case with a 5-year guarantee against chipping, cracking, or breaking in normal use. Of course, a tube might jar loose, but that's easily fixed. The important thing is RCA Victor's non-breakable impact case means no chipping, no cracking, no breaking. And hear that tone. It's RCA Victor's great golden throat sound. See the world's only portables with the non-breakable impact case as low as $27.95 at your RCA Victor dealer.
Here's Bob Graham of Indianapolis, all set to prove the hand is quicker than the eye. Watch closely now. You may want to mystify your friend. After the string is threaded through the straw, he bends the straw and straightens the string. Next, he clips off the peak of the straw and throws it away. Now, he puts the straws together and pulls the string through. Presto! It's still in one piece. Believe it or not. Say, that's slick. Come on, tell us how you did it, Bob. Well, then at least tell us where we can learn tricks like that. Thanks. Come on, folks, let's look. Well, it's the famous Bike Party and Magic Stunts book. You can get one for 2 whiz wrappers and 6 cents in coin or stamps. The whiz bar is made in the famous Bike Kitchens. Is cellophane wrapped for freshness, supplies quick energy. The world's biggest candy value, only a nickel. Sold everywhere, and boy, it's good. Remember, get your Party and Magic Stunts book by sending 2 whiz wrappers and 6 cents in coin or stamps to Paul F. Bike Company, Department 1, Chicago. Full instructions on every whiz wrapper.
Oh, mother of pearl! I just realized we're getting closer to the witching hour, so we got to get her touched in the head. Of course we do. And to do that, we'd better say a prayer, like this one.
I think that I shall never see my feet. I think it only proper to end this portion of our discussion with a prayer. Lord, my soul is ripped with riot, incited by my wicked diet. We are what we eat, said a wise old man. And Lord, if that's true, I'm a garbage can. I want to rise on Judgment Day, that's plain. But at my present weight, I'll need a crane. So grant me strength that I may not fall into the clutches of cholesterol. May my flesh with carrot curls be sated, that my soul may be polyunsaturated. And show me the light that I may bear witness to the President's Council on Physical Fitness. At oleomargarine I'll never mutter, for the road to hell is spread with butter. And cream is cursed, and cake is awful, and Satan is hiding in every waffle. Mephistopheles lurks in provolone, the devil is in each slice of bologna, Beelzebub is a chocolate drop, and Lucifer is a lollipop. Give me this day my daily slice, but cut it thin and toast it twice. I beg upon my dimpled knees, deliver me from jujubes. And when my days of trial are done, and my war with malted milks is won, let me stand with the saints in heaven in a shining robe, size 37. I can do it, Lord, if you'll show to me the virtues of lettuce and celery. If you'll teach me the evil of mayonnaise, the sinfulness of hollandaise, and pasta alla milanese, and potatoes alla leonese, and crisp fried chicken from the south. Lord, if you love me, shut my mouth.
When I am lost and I need advice, I get down on my knees and I pray to Jesus Christ. He never forsakes me, He tells me what to do. It's always worked for me, maybe it will work for you. 2, 3, 4, God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. He told me not to wait for my reward in heaven. He said, come on now, get off your rump. Rob the store, son, don't be a chump. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. I was in desperate need of a summer vacation when God told me to knock off the Texaco station. So I tied up the attendant and I covered his mouth, emptied the cash box and headed south. God told me to rob the Texaco station. Oh, I have been on a happy jaunt. God gives me everything I want. When I see something that I can't afford, I get on my knees and I ask the Lord. All my life I've worked and scraped and suffered, but with all my newfound wealth, my pain is buffered. So don't get mad at me, whatever you do. It's not my fault, God told me to. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. Oh, God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. He told me not to wait for my reward in heaven. He said, come on, Dick, get off your rump. Rob the store, son, don't be a chump. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven. God told me to rob the 7-Eleven.
We started out that little set there with Victor Buono's Fat Man's Prayer, and then we rolled it right into God told me to rob the 7-Eleven by Dick Price. I don't know about you, but I haven't heard God tell me to rob a 7-Eleven. I think it's just, they had a fancy term for it, where you take and you blame someone else for your problems. I don't know. I'm not that kind of person. What, you mean what kind of person is that? One of those head doctors. They shrink in my brain or something like that. But speaking of things shrinking, I would have been a bit concerned. Have you heard anything from Babushka? Because I sure haven't. I mean, other than the occasional fire alarm going off. But I figure that's just her way of telling when she's done cooking, which is concerning enough. She shouldn't be allowed in the kitchen, but she still keeps going there. Oh, for the love of Pete. If only we could keep her away from the singing and the cooking, well, most everything else you could possibly think of. She's not very good at most things, but what she is good at, well, it's dangerous to all peoples. Now, back to the music, right here on the Captain's Quarters.
It's a Star Trek life for us. It's a Star Trek life for us. Without a workout speed like us. Without a drive-in beer me up. It's a Star Trek life.
Standing on the line of waiting, the new movie, and I've been here for a couple of days. I'm driving a car that looks like a Klingon bird of prey. I know the exchange rate to convert dollars to Latinum. You know my type, the perfect compliment for when we dine is blood wine. People think I'm out of my Vulcan mind. Oh well, we're all my homies with the rubber ears and fake hair. It may seem highly illogical, I don't care. I love to build a replica of Quarks. We don't dare get upset by all the snide remarks and funny stares. I put on a Starfleet uniform and strutted. I put on some makeup so my face looked rutted. I grabbed a Batlethanic like a hothead. I met Marina Sirtis and greeted her like Butthead.
Hey, baby.
You know I'd love to take her out someday, but the rules of acquisition say she'd have to pay.
It's a Star Trek life for us. It's a Star Trek life for us. Without a pizza, we eat coffee. Without a flight out, we're too far. It's a Star Trek life.
My beer belly hangs out of the t-shirt that I've had since 1983. All faded and stained, we live at conventions, spending my entire pension. I took a pill that made my blood turn green. I prefer that. I go to bed wishing that I wake up on a 5-year mission. I had a vision of Gowron, said I have no honor, and I'll never get on a girl or two, but I'll lose my virginity if it's the last thing I do. I want all those cool toys, from the Klingon knives to the phasers, transporters, holodecks, and warp drives, and it'd be great to let 7 of 9 assimilate me. Wait, but a tribble wouldn't date me. Got a phaser for remote control, deflector dish for my cereal bowl, lost my keys in a wormhole, my license plate reads NCC1701D, I only wish it could go warp 3.
It's a Star Trek life for us. It's a Star Trek life for us. Without a big ass breeze, without a mother-in-law lava queen. It's a Star Trek life for us. It's a Star Trek life for us. Without a day and pretty problem, without a good night, sad problem. It's a Star Trek life.
Well, first there was Star Wars, then The Empire Strikes Back, then Return of the Jedi, and well, then I lost track of the special editions when Star Wars came back. Okay, so now the first Star Wars is called A New Hope, I guess. Then Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Okay, Revenge of the Sith, then George Lucas went home. Now the Disney days are upon us. Each movie is met with a cheer, and everyone gets their own spin-off. I can't wait for the next one next year. I can't wait for the next one next year. So now the first Star Wars is called A New Hope, and then Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, then George Lucas went home. It's called The Last Jedi, but I think that's not true. If I were to bet, I would say they're not through. They make so much money when they sell Mountain Dew and popcorn to me and to you, and popcorn to me and to you. And IMAX costs extra, it's true. Can I get some butter on that?
That there be a tribute to Star Wars by UFO Phil. And just before that, we be having Star Trek Life by Sudden Death. Unless I be going completely daft and deaf in the ear, I do believe I be hearing the pitter-patter of me little daughter's feet.
Daddy Captain!
Yes, Molly.
Do we have any fire extinguishers?
Yes, my dear. But why?
Because Mommy Babushka needs one.
Why be that?
Because Mommy Babushka was making gunpowder chicken and...
I's be a believin'. You be a meanin' Kung Pao chicken, not gunpowder chicken.
Huh? Kung Pao chicken, not gunpowder? Oh, I better tell Mommy Babushka that. It's Kung Pao. Bye!
Bye, my dear. Oh, dear. What she be a-using for chicken? For we's be out of chickens.
Don't touch that dial. Offer to you a confession. I like movies that give me a fright. If the subject is horror, I've got to see more, or I won't be contented all night. You may call it my ghoulish obsession. It's a subject on which I get chatty. But the worst one, it seems, haunting all of my dreams, was the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Seen ghouls and hobgoblins and witches, and some moth-eaten werewolves with fangs. There were creatures that chattered and others that clattered, and Japanese monsters with bangs. Frankenstein gives me the shakes, and Count Dracula's driving me batty. But they're not on a par with the worst one by far, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Oh, he must have needed a seltzer. It's amazing how much he got down. For lunch he just chew up a suburb or two, and for dinner he ate the whole town. Willard just sent me out laughing. I thought Ben looked a little bit ratty. Watch, sorry about that. But they're not half as bad as the worst scare I've had, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Oh, my heart nearly stopped, he will never be topped, the cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Ole!
Ole? That's dumb.
Welcome to Russian Bandstand. This is your host, Nikita Klarchev. In Russia, almost everybody watches Russian Bandstand. Now everybody watches Russian Bandstand. Next is #1 song in Russia.
But we don't like that song.
You got to like that song. It's #1 song.
But we don't like.
Who else doesn't like that song?
I don't like any other song.
Too late, comrade. Now, anybody else don't like?
We like that song.
All right, now a word from our sponsor. You better listen. Light up Stroganoff. New short-length cigarette. Each cigarette, 2 puffs. That's all you got time for. Work 22 hours a day, salt mine. Is only cigarette with microphone filter. So be careful, comrades. Secret police are listening. It's only cigarette I smoke. Right, Comrade Mamarelachev?
Right, it's only cigarette you can buy.
Next on the Russian bandstand is country's #1 singing star, Nikita Presleychev. What are you going to sing, Nikita? No, that's the wrong song. Tomorrow we have new #1 singing star. Tomorrow we have new #1 song.
Hey, comrade, we are secret police. Tomorrow we have new host on the Russian bandstand.
And there was being a good comrade by listening to Dickie Goodman's Russian bandstand. But before that, we had Rose in the arrangements with a cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Right here on the captain's quarters.
This is the song that some of the boys sang as they went bravely off to World War III. So long, Mom, I'm off to drop the bomb, so don't wait up for me. But while you swelter down there in your shelter, you can see me on your TV. While we're attacking frontally, watch Brinkley and Huntley describing contrapuntally the cities we have lost. No need for you to miss a minute of the agonizing Holocaust. Yeah! Little Johnny Jones, he was a U.S. pilot, and no shrinking violet was he. He was mighty proud when World War III was declared. He wasn't scared, no siree. And this is what he said on his way to Armageddon. So long, Mom, I'm off to drop the bomb, so don't wait up for me. But though I may roam, I'll come back to my home, although it may be a pile of debris. Remember, Mommy, I'm off to get a commie, so send me a salami and try to smile somehow. I'll look for you when the war is over, an hour and a half from now.
For that there be sung by Tom Lehrer, So Long, Mom. That brings us almost to the top of the hour, which means we are that much closer to the witching hour. One more hour to go here on the captain's quarters. But don't forget, you can still call in 323-HEAVE-HO. That's 323-HEAVE-HO. Or go check us out on our Book of Face page, the captain's quarters, 106.5. Babushka keeps saying it's Facebook, but she's touched in the head, as we all can tell. The Captain's Quarters, 106.5.
Hi, my name is Alfred Sneasley, and when I go to Heroes Comic Shop on 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York, I'm always greeted with a big smile from Jared.
Hey, Alfred. Hey, how are you today?
And his selection of comics and graphic novels, it's just amazing. I mean, it's what I always dreamed I could be. And he always treats me like the hero I am inside.
I don't just read about the heroes, I become the hero! At Heroes Comic Shop, I become the hero Mom always wanted me to be!
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughtout.com.
Now up and away! You're listening to 1410 WELM Elmira and 106.5 FM The Pirate.
Welcome back to the second hour of me show, me boy. And boy, oh boy, have we got some splendiferous bits and baubles right in store for ye. For example, the Final 40. It'd be extremicated right from the request sent to us via the mail of...
That's email, you dolt.
That's what me be saying.
They can also call us at 323-HEAVE-HO.
I'd like to heave-ho you.
But was that my little pumpernickel?
Nothing, my dear. You old sea hag.
Well, here, let me help you get this show going again.
Avast, you old bat. Heave-ho!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Johnny!
We're all doomed. Oh, that's better.
See? I made it so better. I'm going to see about that dinner and work on my suntan.
Me's not even hungry, and it be night time out, you crazy old bat. And don't slam the door. Well, in our first hour, we had a cockroach that ate Cincinnati. Be it far from me to say that we should eat a few more cities. Let's talk about eggplants, like the eggplant that ate Chicago.
Sweet, it was just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago, or you may eat your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's toast. Just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago, for he may eat your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ain't Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. It's in trouble. If he's still hungry, the whole country's
doomed. Mrs. Murphy couldn't sleep. Her nerves were slightly off the beat until she solved her problem with a can of Ovaltine. She drank a cupful most every night, and ooh, how she would dream, until something rough got in the stuff and made her neighbors scream. Ow! Who put the Benzedrine in Mrs. Murphy's Ovaltine? Sure was a shame, don't know who's to blame, 'cause the old lady didn't even get his name. Where did she get that stuff? Now she just can't get enough. It might have been the man who wasn't bad. Now Jack, that guy's a square. She never ever wants to go to sleep. She said that everything is solid or real. Now Mr. Murphy don't know what it's all about, 'cause she went and threw the old man out. Clout, who put Benzedrine in Mrs. Murphy's Ovaltine? Now she wants to swing the Highland Fling, says that Benzedrine's the thing that makes her spring. Ah, spring it now, Gibson. This is the second chorus, you know. Name this chorus is called Who Put the Nemutals in Mr. Murphy's Overalls? I don't know. She bought a can of Ovaltine most every week or so, and she always kept an extra can on hand. just in case that she'd run low. She never been so happy since she left old Ireland. Till someone prowled her pantry, sure and tampered with her can. Wham! Who put the Benzedrine in Mrs. Murphy's Ovaltine? Sure was a shame, but who's to blame? 'Cause the old lady didn't even get his name. Where did she get that stuff? Now she just can't get enough. It might have been the man who wasn't there. Nah, Jack, that guy's a square. She stays up nights making all the rounds. They say she lost about 69 pounds. Now Mr. Murphy claims she's getting awful thin, and all she says is give me some skin. Mop, who put the Benzedrine in Mrs. Murphy's Ovaltine? Now she wants to swing the Highland Fling. She says the Benzedrine's a thing that makes her spring. Ah, spring it now, Gibby.
That's right. That was Dr. West's medicine. Oh, I can't read me own writing. Dr. West's Medicine Show and Junk Band with the eggplant that ate Chicago. Then we rolled right on into Harry Hipster Gibson with Who Put the Benzedrine in Mrs. Murphy's Ovaltine. I know a few people that should be like that. Now, let's head on out to the forest, where we can find out what...
If yous expect me to be cooking you your dinner, then yous better start buying me bigger fire extinguishers.
All right, then. Huh.
I didn't want to be a barber anyway. I wanted to be a lumberjack. Leaping from tree to tree as they float down the mighty rivers of British Columbia. The giant redwood, the larch, the fir, the mighty Scots pine, the smell of fresh-cut timber, the crash of mighty trees. With my best girlie by my side, we'd sing, sing, sing. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night, I work all day.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day.
I cut down trees, I eat my lunch, I go to the lavatory. Wednesdays I go shopping and have buttered scones for tea.
He cuts down trees, he eats his lunch, he goes to the lavatory. On Wednesdays he goes shopping and has buttered scones for tea. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day.
I cut down trees, I skip and jump, I like to press wildflowers. I put on women's clothing and hang around in bars.
He cuts down trees, he skips and jumps, he likes to press wildflowers. He puts on women's clothing and hangs around in bars. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day.
I cut down trees, I wear high heels, suspenders and a bra. I wish I'd been a girlie, just like my dear mama. I cut down trees, wear high heels, suspenders and a bra. I wish I'd been a girlie, just like my dear mama.
An engineer, he had a job in Jersey, working very near a toxic swamp. One morning at 10 o'clock, he felt the pull of destiny. Something called him from the toxic swamp. His cubicle and walked out of the building. Told his boss that he would be right back. Walked across the parking lot. The methane smelled real good to him as he headed for the misty, toxic swamp. He saw the glow of the green and orange water, and the rays of light bounced around him like super balls. You should have seen the smiles on all the giant reptiles as they lit up cigars and made a toast. smile said, we welcome you. We want to offer you a job, designing things that giant reptiles need. We would do the work ourselves, but none of us are qualified. We're not that smart, and we don't have opposable thumbs. Gil never could resist a challenge to his intellect. He never could resist a challenge to his opposable thumbs. He pulled a T-square and a slide rule from his pocket and said, I'll build the things you reptiles need. Was an engineer, but now he's a consultant everywhere that giant reptiles live. Building super freeways, connecting swamps around the globe. He's finding job fulfillment in the swamp. He's building drive-in theaters in the swamp. He's feeling very human in the swamp. Yeah.
There be Kenny Young and the Eggplants with Toxic Soup. Before that was Monty Python's Lumberjack Song. I told you I'd take you to the woods. Instead of taking you to the woodshed, George Carlin's gonna have a little talk with you about minority language.
I'd like to mention something about language. There are a couple of terms being used a lot these days by guilty white liberals. First one is happens to be. He happens to be black. I have a friend who happens to be black. Like it's an accident, you know? Happens to be black. Yes, he happens to be black. Ah, yeah. He had 2 black parents? Oh, yes, he did. Yes, that's right. And they fucked. Oh, indeed they did. So where does the surprise part come in? I should think it would be more unusual if he just happened to be Scandinavian. And the other term is openly gay. They'll say, he's openly gay. But that's the only minority they use that for. You know, you wouldn't say someone was openly black. Well, maybe James Brown. Or Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is openly black. Colin Powell is not openly black. Colin Powell is openly white. He just happens to be black. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, thank you. And while we're at it, when did the word urban become synonymous with the word black? Did I fall asleep for 8 or 9 years? Urban styles, urban trends, urban music. I was not consulted on this at all. Didn't get an email, didn't get a fax, didn't get a postcard. Fine. Let them go. And I don't think white women should be calling each other girlfriend, okay? Stop pretending to be black. And no matter what color you are, you go, girl, should probably go. Right along with you the man. Hey, you the man. Oh, yeah? Well, you the honky.
It was homecoming night at my high school. Everyone was there. It was totally cool. I was real excited. I almost wet my jeans. As my best friend Debbie was homecoming queen. She looked so pretty in pink chiffon. Riding the float with her tiara on.
Jennifer!
Throw down your gun and tiara and come out of the float.
Debbie didn't listen to what the cop said. She aimed and fired, and now the math teacher's dead. Oh, it's really sad, but kind of a relief. I mean, we had this big test coming up next week. Everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a gun. Debbie's really having a blast. She's wasting half of the class. The cops fired a warning shot that blew her off the float. I tried to scream duck, but it stuck in my throat. She hit the ground and did a flip. It was real acrobatic, but I was crying so hard I couldn't work my Instamatic. I ran down to Debbie. I had to find out what made her do it. Why'd she freak out? I saw the bullet had got her right in the ear. I knew then the end was near. So I ran down and I said in her good ear, Debbie, why did you do it? She raised her head, smiled, and said, I did it for Johnny. Johnny? Well, like, who's Johnny? Answer me, Debbie, who's Johnny? Does anybody here know Johnny? Are you Johnny? There was one guy named Johnny, but he was a total geek. He always had food in his braces. Answer me, Debbie, who's Johnny? Oh, God, this is like that movie, Citizen Kane, you know, where you later find out Rosebud was a sled, but we'll never know who Johnny was because, like, she's dead. Everybody run. The homecoming queen's got a gun. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a. Everybody run. Everybody run. The homecoming queen has got a.
Well, I object to all this sex on the television. I mean, I keep falling off.
Now there's one you don't hear much anymore. That was Julie Brown's Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun, and a quick jab from Monty Python about sex on TV. Old-time classic from when many of us be young. Remember, you can call in and leave a request because the Final 40 is coming up in just a few moments right after these vintage commercials. Make that request by calling 323-HEAVE-HO. It's spelled just like it sounds, heave-ho. Or you can also get a hold of us through the captain's quarters right on the Book of Face. Not that Facebook thing. Book of Face, that's the way it's properly pronounced.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
Well, here we be again. it's time for the final 40. And if you haven't figured out what that is yet, it's because you haven't been paying any attention. And when you don't pay attention, that's when you run yourself right upon the reefs. But right now, let's go right to the phone lines and see what we shall be playing. Because remember, the final 40 is all about you taking over control a little bit as we let you request the songs from here to the witching hour, right here on the captain's quarters.
Hi, my name's John, and my mom let me out of my box long enough for me to make this request to you, Captain. So, could you just make my day and play my most favorite song in the whole wide world? They're coming to take me away! Ha-ha! They're coming to take me away! Ha-ha! That would just make my day really, really special. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain's quarters. I gotta go now. They're gonna put me back in my box. Thanks. Bye.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha! You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed. You laughed when I had said that losing you would make me flip my lid. Right? You know you laughed. I heard you laugh. You laughed and laughed, and then you left. But now you know I'm utterly mad. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. I cooked your food, I cleaned your house, and this is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. Ha? Well, you just wait, they'll find you yet, and when they do, they'll put you in the ASPCA, you mangy mutt. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see.
In the bad backlands of Australia, many years ago, the Aborigine tribes were meeting, having a big powwow.
We got a lot of trouble, Chief, on account of your son, Mac.
My boy Mac? Why? What's wrong with him?
My boomerang won't come back.
Your boomerang won't come back?
My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't come back. I've waved the thing all over the place, practiced till I was black in the face. I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race. My boomerang won't come back. I can ride a kangaroo,
yeah, yeah,
make kinkajou stew,
yeah, yeah,
but I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race. My boomerang won't come back.
They banished him from the tribe then and sent him on his way. He had a backless boomerang, so here he could not say.
This is nice, isn't it? Getting banished at my time of life. What a way to spend an evening. Sitting on a rock in the middle of the desert with me boomerang in my hand. I should very likely get bushwhacked. Get out of it, nasty bushwhacking animal. Think I'll make a nice cup of tea. Good gracious, there goes a kangaroo. They must have a practice with me boomerang. Hit him right behind the left ear. Now then, slowly back.
If you throw that thing at me, I'll jump right on your head.
Isn't it marvellous? Got a land full of kangaroos and I had to pick that one.
For 3 long months he sat there, or maybe it was 4. Then an old man in a kangaroo skin came knocking at his door.
I'm the local witch doctor, son. They call me George Elfie Black. Now tell me, what's your trouble, boy?
My boomerang won't come back.
Your boomerang won't come back? My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't come back. I'll wave the thing all over the place. Practiced till I was black in the face. I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race. My boomerang won't come back. Don't worry, boy, I know the trick, and to you I'm gonna show it. If you want your boomerang to come back, well, first you've got to throw it.
Oh yes, never thought of that.
Daddy will be pleased. Must have a go.
Excuse me.
Now then, slowly back and throw. Oh my God, I've hit the flying doctor. Can you do first aid? Don't talk to me about first aid, boy. You owe me 14 chickens, you know, but I mean, learned you to throw the boomerang, you know, first things first.
Yes, I know that, but I mean, I think on this occasion, you know, you could be a bit more perspective.
Well, that one was Charlie Drake. Me boomerang won't come back. I like how he speaks. Oh, and before that, we had Napoleon XIV with They're Coming to Take Me Away, ha ha. But it was sent to us, request-wise, by Tammy V. We can't say the whole name because it would be revealing. The Captain's Quarters, 106.5, right there on the Book of Face. Not Facebook. Say it correctly. The Book of Face. Like the Mail of E. Get it right. Make sure you sound educated. Now, let's get right into it. So we have something here requested about Twinkies and ding-dongs, right here on the Captain's Quarters.
If I had a lot of money, I'd buy a lot of Twinkies and ding-dongs. I can think of a lot of reasons to buy Twinkies and ding-dongs. Thiolassolin carbate is an ingredient in Twinkies and ding-dongs. It will cause diarrhea like prunes and cider. Twinkies are good for you and for me. They never go stale through the years. Ding-dongs are good for you and for me. Can impress all your peers. With a lot of Twinkies and ding-dongs, I could feed a lot of children in Ethiopia. And And I know what I am talking about, 'cause I used to be an Ethiopian. If it weren't for Twinkies and Ding Dongs, I'd still be an Ethiopian. As an Ethiopian infant, my mom fed me with a bottle filled with Twinkies and Ding Dongs. Twinkies are good for you and for me. The white cream contains vitamin C. Ding Dongs are highly nutritious. The 2 chocolate layers are kind of spicy. Says manna, it means Twinkies and Ding Dongs. Of course, the cloud that led the Israelites was shaped like a ding dong. Oh yeah! Twinkies provide good insulation in your walls for your house. They can also make a great mattress or a couch. Oh yeah! Twinkies are their own food group. The USDA recommends 49 a day. Ignore the Surgeon General's warning. And eat your Ding Dongs every day. Twinkies are good for you and for me. They do a body good. Ding Dongs are good for you and for me. They're just as important as firewood.
That be Slash J. Frank with Twinkies and Ding Dongs. Let's grab another request, shall we? Or we shall.
Hey, Quaden, I need to hear Minimum Wage by the Mighty Giant. Thanks, bye.
Well, I guess we have some outer space visitors making requests now. They said they want to hear Minimum Wage. I got 2 different songs by Minimum Wage. I couldn't tell who they wanted it by. So, I don't get paid enough. I'll play both.
Welcome to Burger Doodle. Can I have your order, please?
Well, yes. I'd like a spiffy burger with low-fat cheese and an order of seasoned curly fries, but only if they're cooked in virgin peanut oil.
742 at the second window. Drive through, please.
I work on a deep fryer at a fast food chain, and my employers crack the whip and the chain. But what do I get for my pay? A couple dollars is just pocket change. If I save my dough for a month or so, I could buy a can of Coke. It's a joke. Despite a measly raise, I am starving
pickle for you, pal. How about a little special sauce, huh? Enjoy the lung butter. There you go, sir. Enjoy your burger.
Minimum wage! Yeah!
Well, there you be. Minimum Wage. The first one by Bob Rivers. The second one by They Might Be Giants. Both of them only minimum wage. Now, we're going to take a quick break here, go to commercial, and we'll be right back with more of the Final 40 right here on the Captain's Quarters.
Look, Sidekick, a shop just for heroes.
No, it's a comic book shop and it's for everyone.
Not possible. See, it's even right in the name, Heroes. So that means you'll need to stay out here whilst I go shopping.
It's Heroes, your mom threw out comic shop, and it's for everyone, including sidekicks.
Hey guys, you know, the little guy is right. It's all about the love of comics, and not whether you can fly or not. But, by the way, I do love the cape.
Gee, thanks.
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughout.com.
Oh, look! They have Archie comics!
Heroes Comics, for every kind of hero.
Ha ha ha. See, that weren't so hard after all, and you thought it would be difficult. But let's get it right. We be heading right back to the phone lines, and let's see what we have here in our stack of oddities and stuffs.
Hello. I would like to request My Old Flame by Spike Jones and his City Slickers. Yes, please dedicate it to my dear friend Doris. Or was it Chloe? Oh, I can't remember. I need to go check my collection of severed heads. Yes, Captain. Thank you.
My old flame, I can't even think of her name. But it's funny now and then how my thoughts go flashing back again to my old flame. I've met so many who had fascinating ways, a fascinating gaze in their eyes. Some who took me up to the skies, but their attempts at love were only imitations of my old flame. I can't even think of her name, but I'll never be the same until I discover what became of my old flame.
My old flame. I can't even think of her name. I'll have to look through my collection of human heads. But it's funny now and then how my thoughts go flashing back again to my old flame. My old flame. My new lovers all seem so tame. They won't even let me strangle them. For I haven't met a girl so magnificent or elegant as my old flame. I've met so many who had fascinating ways, a fascinating gaze in their eye. I saw this eye, so I removed the other eye. That eye that kept winking and blinking at other men. It was me. Some who took me up to the skies. But their attempts at love were only imitations of my old flame. I can't even think of her name. What was her name? Doris, Laura, Chloe, Manny, Mo, Jack. No, it couldn't have been Mo. I can't stand it, I tell you. This is driving me sane. She would always treat me mean, so I poured the can of gasoline and struck a match to my old flame.
Ha ha ha! Spike Jones and his City Slickers with My Old Flame. Nice little recording right there. And we got something more.
Hey, Gaon, your dinner's ready and getting cold. I made you chicken, Cajun style. Oh, and I found the other fire extinguishers. No thanks to you.
But I still be not knowing where she got the chickens from. We've been out of chickens for almost a week now. At least that's what they've been saying. So just where did the chicken come from? Cajun style or not?
Greetings. My name is Daffy. There's no other duck like me, because I'm so daffy. And the reason I'm daffy, and so gosh darn riff-raffy, and so screwy and laughy, is because those hunters won't leave me alone. Oh, why don't they hunt some other animal for a change? So that I won't have to end up on a kitchen range. But no, duck hunting's all the rage and they won't let me be. And I'm so full of bullets, I'm lit up like a Christmas tree. There's so much I'd like to do if I just had the chance. I'd like to play and romp and even sing and do a dance. I would read the latest book, go swimming in a babbling brook. I'd like to fly the 7 seas, play hide and seek among the trees. I'd play hopscotch and double dutch, and this and that and things and such. I know that isn't asking much, but all these things I dassn't touch. It's bang bang here and bang bang there, bullets flying everywhere. I can't stand it any longer, I get weak and they get stronger. Hunters to the right of me, hunters to the left I see. Over hill and over dale, bullets whizzing past my tail. There's no rest and there's no peace, won't this shooting ever cease? Morning, noon, and through the night, that's why I look such a fright. Bang, 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 I'm only 16 yards ahead. Bang, 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 they're shooting straight at me. Hoo, 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 they won't let up until I'm dead. Hoo, 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 why can't they let me be? Why don't they hunt big wild moose or chase a reindeer on the loose? And possum, chipmunk, caribou, or rabbit for a rabbit stew. Raccoon, squirrels, porcupine, monkeys swinging on the vine. Leopards with or without spots, wildcats with or without dots. Elephants, badgers, kangaroo, lions, tigers, cows that moo. Wolf, mice, and prairie ox, red and gray and silver fox. Daffy, they drive me daffy. Those hunters with their great big guns, they're all their uncles, cousins, fathers, sons, crazy. They got me hazy with all that rootin', footin', hootin', tootin', highfalutin', noisy shootin' closer. They're getting closer with shotguns, pistols, bows and arrows, rifles, knives, and other deadly trifle scram now while I'm still able. You're nuts if you think that I'm gonna end up on somebody's dinner table. So, goodbye. So long now.
Hey, man, what are you really into, huh? The elusive butterfly has just tiptoed past my door. My buddy likes the Yankees. She says, hey, T-Bone, what's the score? And I say, well, Reggie got 1 and 1 and 3, and 25 is 624. Is the left wing really pinko? Colonel Sanders, what a bore. You ask so many questions. What answer should I choose? Is it schizoid paranoia or just existential blues? The amenities of life have been chasing my soul, and my mind is transcendental, and I'm losing all control, and I'm sinking in the quagmire of illusions and Thoreau. I cry out, my name is T-Bone, as a hound dog digs a hole. You ask so many questions, what answer should I choose? Is this Plato's heebie-jeebies or just existential blues? Sailing, sailing, what is illusion, what is true? Sailing, sailing over the existential blues. God bless America and Old Glory too. May she always wave o'er us with the red, white, and existential blues. Hey, bob-a-da-bob-a-da-bob-a-da-bomb-a-da-bomb, ding-a-ding-ding, ding, existential blues. Hey, you can do what you want, play off my existential blues. My blue suede existential blues. I was on a quest, walking down the road, I was walking down the road, I was looking for the truth of life, and I came across all these little people all around me. They looked at me and said, hey, mister, are you tall? I said, yes, I'm tall, but who are you, we're little wonders? They looked at me with their big red bloodshot eyes and said,
We are the Lollipop Kids, Lollipop Kids, Lollipop Kids. We are the Lollipop Kids. We like to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
I said, hey, we're little wonders, I'm on a quest, walking down the road, I said, hey kids, I'm looking for the truth of life, where do I go, who do I see? They said, slow down, mister, in order to find the truth of life, one must see the wizard. I said, the wizard? Well, where's this wizard old wise one live? They said, you see the big green glow in the dark house up on a hill? I said, yes, I see the big green glow in the dark house up on a hill. There's a big dark forest between me and the big green glow in the dark house up on a hill. A little old lady on a Hoover vacuum cleaner going,
Oh, get smiling, pretty, you little dog Toto, too.
I don't even have a little dog Toto. Such predicaments I must forge ahead, walking down the road, I must find the truth of life. I said, but you know, kids, I can handle a big green glow in a dark house up a hill. I can handle a dark forest. I can handle the little old lady, but it's a very strange road you're sending me down. I've seen yellow stripes in the middle of a road before, but kids, never quite that wide. All right, tighten your shorts, pilgrim, and sing like the Duke.
Follow the yellow brick road, come on. Follow the yellow brick road. Everybody sing. Follow the yellow brick road. And ever a wonderful wizard was the Wizard of Oz. Is one because of the wonderful things he does. La 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 la. Prophecy, the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Well, I got a little bit tired of walking down the road. A little bit tired of walking down this old blinding yellow road, so I pulled my little tired body off a little rest area, and lo and behold, a little field of little red flowers out there, and it smells so good. I was getting pretty tired, and it smells so good, and I figured, well, I'll just stretch out in this little field of
Poppy, 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 poppy.
Hey, what a strange dream, man, you know. Little flowers that smell awfully good, and I was very tired, and the old wizard's just gonna have to wait, man, because I'm just gonna stretch out again in this little field of
Poppy, poppy, poppy.
Oh God, Dorothy's been copping this field out to herself, man. Along came this old man in a green Eldorado 2, screeched to a halt. A little short man with a big red nose, toking a bottle of Yukon Jack, strolled up to me and said, hey, son. I said, old man, don't bother me, Bobby. He said, T-Bone. I said, wait a minute, this man knows my name. He must be the Wizard. He must be the Wizard. The Wizard of Oz. Why have you come to haunt me? A Wizard of Oz. I said, a Wizard of Wise when I have been on a quest. Walking down the road with a do-da-do.
We are the Lollipop Kids, Lollipop Kids.
I haggard, tired puppies, 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 puppies. A little bit, I've been through hell. He said, hey, son, slow down, relax. I said, but wizard or wiser, and I've come so far to find the truth of life. He says, hey, son, slow down, relax. He said, to tell you the truth, son. I said, wizard, that's what I've come to find is the truth. He says, no, son, you got me all wrong. To tell you the truth, son, how can I tell you this? I've been in this field of poppies a long time myself, and I've come to find, son, that the only truth in life is right here in this bottle. I said, wizard. He said, no, truly, son. In fact, I'd rather have this bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. How profound, wizard. Some girl with psychic powers, she said, T-Bone, what's your sign? I blink and answer neon. I thought I'd blow her mind. She's reading Moby Dick by some fruitcake named Herman. She's chomping on an aquarish. Was the Duchess really joining? You ask so many questions. What answer should I choose? Is this really Butte, Montana, or just existential blues? Really Butte, Montana? Is this Plato's EBGBs? Is this schizoid paranoia? La 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 la, existential blues.
Why don't we be getting closer and closer to the witching hour? We do have to remember that we just got done listening to Mel Blanc's Daffy Duck Rhapsody and T-Bone Stankses. T-Bone Stankses. Oh, I'll get it right one of these days. With Existential Blues. Right here on the captain's quarters. But we're going to kick back to the phone lines for at least one more song before the witching hour be upon us. We shall see what we have time for, but definitely a good one will be here. I have a feeling on it.
Hello, Captain. These are your friends from the Elmira Sewers. We're calling to request the Song of the Sewer. Thank you very much, Captain. You're the greatest, Captain Quarters. That's our favorite. Yay! Ahoy, hoy, hoy!
I work in the sewer, it's a very hard job. You know they won't hire just any old slob. You don't have to wear a tie or a coat. You just have to know how to float. We sing the song of the sewer. Of the sewer, we sing this song. Together we stand with shovel in hand to keep things rolling along. I work down a manhole with a guy named Bruce, and we are in charge of all the refuse. He lets me go first while he holds the lid. I'm telling you, sheesh, what a sweet kid. We sing the song of the sewer. Of the sewer, we sing this song. Together we stand with shovel in hand to keep things rolling along. Ooh, a funny thing happened to Bruce yesterday. The tide came along, he got carried away. He come out in Jersey, but it's okay now, 'cause that's where he lives anyhow. We sing the song of the sewer. Of the sewer, we sing this song. Sing the song. Together we stand with shovel in hand to keep things rolling along. My father, he worked in a sewer uptown. I followed his footsteps and worked my way down. That's how I began in this here industry. I just sort of fell into it. Lucky me. We sing the song of the sewer. Sing that song. Of the sewer, we sing this song. Oh, this is the song. Together we stand with shovel in hand to keep things rolling along.
Ha ha! That there be Art Carney as Ed Norton with the Sewer Song. as I look at the chronograph, I realize we've got time for one more little tiny bit of requested jocularity. It's Stephen right now with The Bookstore.
Friday, I was in a bookstore. I started talking to this very French-looking girl. She was a bilingual illiterate. She couldn't read in 2 different languages. I left the store and I went down the street to my bus. My bus came and I got on. I sat down beside this beautiful blonde Chinese girl. I said hello and she said hello. And I said, isn't it an amazing day? And she said, yes, it is, I guess. I said, what do you mean you guess? She said, well, things haven't been going too well for me lately. I said, like what? She said, I can't tell you. I don't even know you. I said, yeah, but sometimes it's good to tell your problems to an absolute total stranger on a bus. She said, well, I've just come back from my analyst, and he's still unable to help me. And I said, what's the problem? And she paused and said, I'm a nymphomaniac, and I only get turned on by Jewish cowboys. And she said, by the way, my name's Diane. And I said, hello, Diane. I'm Bucky Goldstein.
Well, once again, we worked our way all the way to the witching hour. And it is time for us to submit to the fact that it is her turn to have her way. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Babushka.
When the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planet, and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius.
We all have been tortured enough. I would apologize for my dear Babushka and her singing. But quite honestly, I think it is how we make penance for the sins that we made through the week. Good night.
So just chill till the next episode.